So today I want to talk about lawn care business startup do's and don'ts. And make sure you stick around to the very last one because it's one of the most important points of this whole thing. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, so let's start off with the do's first. You know, why I thought this was such a great thing to bring up and talk about is when I first started a business, I had so many questions about which direction do I need to head? What mower do I need to buy? And this is business universal. I'm just relating it to ours, but what are the things that need to be done? What are some of the big do's? What are some of the big don'ts? That's why I thought a business video like this would be so beneficial. I wanted to hit on some of the things for the lawn care business that would be so specific that I wish I would have known. Now, I'm not going to dig deep into financial things and accounting and how you should have your corporation set up or things like that. But those big do's and don'ts that stuck out there to me that made a huge difference in our business. So the first do, we're going to get into the do's first. Start with the software right from the beginning of your business. I hear so many people, and it drives me insane, talking about wanting to use yard books and to save money right from the beginning, or trying to use paper to save money right from the beginning. And I'm not knocking yard books, and it might work great, but depending on what you want to build, Service Autopilot has been amazing for us. I know LMN is amazing for landscaping companies. I know there are just so many different good CRMs out there that you need to pick a good one. And even though it feels like you're going to spend a little more money than you should be spending, you need to do that. You need to get in and you need to be using that. That is an investment that if you use from the beginning, you're going to be tenfold better with it once you get actually into growing your business, really needing it. Why would you want to start something and grow it with something that you don't plan to use forever to one day say, oh, I've got this number of customers where I feel like now I deserve having this, and then switch? It would be so much easier to start from the beginning, day one, and use what is going to work for what you're looking to build all the way through than it would be to wait till you have 50, 100, 200, 300 customers, whatever that number is, and then have to change everything over. And once you're to that point, you don't want to slow down. You don't want to have to do that. Some people don't even have an off season and have the time to do that. So start with it from day one. And that's just one of the points. The great thing about starting from this from day one is it's going to collect all of your customers' information. So you're going to have everything about them, their phone number, their email, how they got a hold of you. So your source, did they get a hold of me from my door hanger campaign, my mailer campaign, my newspaper ad, my website SEO, the list goes on and on. You need to have all this information because as you build this list, you're going to need to have more work at some point, and it's going to allow you to remarket to this list. So that's why I suggest finding a CRM that does a really good job with marketing. That's where we fell in love with Service Autopilot. It's customer communications were just through the roof for us, and we needed that. We wanted amazing communication, and we wanted to be able to market like crazy. The other thing that the software is going to do for you is, now this is depending on what software is, I can't speak for all of them, but Service Autopilot allows us to invoice frequently, easily, put cards on files, charge 300 cards at once, charge thousands of cards at once, whatever that number is. It's going to allow you to stay on top of your invoicing. And invoicing and payment is the life and blood of your business. So you can't discredit this. And you need to realize it's really important. And that's why finding something that works well for this right from the beginning, ours automatically generates every invoice. If it's a daily service, all the invoices are there ready to be emailed at the end of the day as soon as the service is complete. If they're weekly, they all get generated on Saturdays. If They're monthly, they all get generated at the end of the month automatically, and it tracks from the services we did. We don't enter in anything. It's all there and ready to be sent. This is huge because you need to stay on top of invoicing. The last part of this section of the do of having software is having a software can give you a pulse on your business. This is huge. You need to have a pulse on your business so you know where you're at, where you're headed, how many invoices are unpaid, what is the revenue, how many new leads are coming in. You need a pulse of the business, and a good CRM, a good scheduling software, a good business operations software. Like I keep saying Service Autopilot because that's what we love and we use and we're huge fans of, and I would promote it every day. It does that for us. It allows us to see a dashboard that tells us all of our metrics. How many estimates are in the pipeline? How many invoices? What's the percentage that they're paid? What is the income this month versus last month versus the month prior, and what's paid on each month? How many cards failed on charging? How many? What's the leaderboard on sources? What source is providing the best for us right now? That's huge, guys. You got to take huge value in this, and you got to know that the programs you pay for, typically, from what I've seen, I've talked to people that have used everything, are going to be better. Okay, so my next big do is have a plan of the services you're going to offer. If you're starting a lawn care business, you need to know what services you're going to offer. Is it just going to be maintenance? Is it going to be maintenance and some kind of enhancement work where we're going to also be doing like a mulching and some minor planting, some annual plantings? Or is it going to be maintenance and landscaping? Are you in an area where it's going to be maintenance, landscaping, and snow plowing? Is it going to be some other mix? Because we're a service business. You need to have a structure of where you're going to stay as busy as you can year round. That may mean you're full service and you're just going to do a ton of stuff. We do a ton of stuff. I know when you niche down on something, you're typically stronger, or you're obviously going to be stronger when you do one thing and you do it really well. But there's companies that can do a lot of things really well and have great success with it. But you need to have a plan for what services you're going to offer, because this is going to lead into the next topic. The next big do for starting your lawn care business is having a marketing plan. It is huge. And I always thought that having a marketing plan, meant fill out the calendar all year long and know exactly what you're gonna do. Guys, there's no silver bullet marketing. There's no one size fits all. There's no this works the best everywhere. A website is a huge do that you have to have. It works great for producing leads for people, but you need to know those services so you can know what you're going to market for. Now, once you know the services and you know what you need to market for, you need to at least have a plan of how you're going to market for them. You need to kind of read into what other people are doing. See how other people's websites are ranking online. See if, are you getting mailers at your house from local lawn and landscape businesses? Maybe they're not sending any mailers. You need to dig in. Are they doing AdWords accounts? Are you seeing a ton of Facebook ads in your area? And I'm not saying mimic what other people are doing. I'm saying get a feel for some of the things that are going on, see what you can afford, but know that marketing is going to really be how you're going to grow. Creating amazing marketing and creating an amazing sales team is how businesses blow up. So that's what's going to make it so huge, to have a plan to market and to do it effectively. And the other thing is to do it consistently. Don't just start doing something and then, hey, it doesn't work at all. I didn't get any leads immediately from this. I didn't have any ROI, return on investment. Don't just pull out of it all of a sudden. Marketing is like putting money in a savings account, putting money into an investment. You don't, I make this investment today. I make this investment today. I make this investment today. And I'm not immediately getting gratified, but then it's allowing me to draw in the future. And after a certain amount of investments, it's going to continue to start pouring out more and more often. My next do is pricing. You need to see exactly what you need to be charging. You need to figure that out. And I don't want you to figure that out for where you're at right this second. I want you to look at What kind of company are you wanting to build? Are you wanting to build a huge company? Are you wanting to stay solo forever? And that's fine. Stay solo forever. That is great. But build your pricing based off what you want to be, not what you are right now. Because when you start out with prices that are high or where you need to be long term, it just makes the whole thing so much easier. So with that pricing, I'm going to go to the last to do, the last do. You know, I could go on with do's forever. I could go on with don'ts forever, but I want to hit on some of the biggest things. And my next do is, now that I said you need to know your price, now you need to job cost it. This is another point where a good servicing, a good software will save you tenfold. It'll help you blow your business up. Service Autopilot, one of the biggest reasons I bought into Service Autopilot was for job costing. I could go out, I could have crews go out, they could clock in and clock out of jobs on a tablet. And it allowed us to pull reports off of that to see how profitable we are on a job. See if we're hitting that hourly rate that you decided off of figuring out your costs that was going to provide a profit for your business. Because we are in business to profit. So job costing is going to be your compass on, did I profit or did I not profit? That's going to be the compass on your estimating. So when you find out you didn't make enough money, now the question is why? Was it some kind of variable on the job? Because we don't always win. Sometimes we lose. Probably lose more. You know, you wanna try to make it even, so you're not obviously losing everything, but you're gonna lose a fair amount. But with costing, now you can know if it wasn't a variable, everything went right. That must mean somewhere I estimated this wrong. If it was mowing, was it I just didn't think how much trimming there was? What was it? Now that guides you to make your estimating better. And this is always going to be a continuing evolution. The biggest thing that I always noticed that has been the hardest thing for me is seeing that when I would go out and do a job, I would fly through it. And then I would estimate it for employees to do it, and it would take twice as long sometimes, maybe even more. And that's something you got to account for. And that's where job costing is going to allow your business to grow correctly and efficiently and without just running blind and not knowing what's happening. Because no one's going to produce like the owner goes out and produces. It's not going to happen. No one's going to work that hard. They don't have the skin in the game. They don't have everything on the line like the owner does. So you can't expect that. But once you realize that they can't get it done as fast, then you need to start trying to price for that and job cost and figure out how your estimates need to be done so you're still making that dollar amount that we said before and figuring out what it costs to run your business. Okay, so that was my big list of do's. Those are some of the biggest ones I felt really, really powerful do's that you have to get on. Guys, I want you to list in the comments your do's. The big things for you that need to be done for sure. If you started a business, what would be your suggestion? For me, these were powerful. Let's get into the don'ts. Don't start a business and think everything has to be brand new. I mean, you don't need to buy a brand new truck, a brand new mower, brand new weed eaters, brand new everything. A lot of people are going to start this business on the side. They're not even going to have the capital to go in and do that. That's what I did. I had a push mower. I don't even know what kind of FS, maybe 80, old school. We found it in a ditch weed eater that my dad brought home. I took the motor off, tried to put it on an RC car, put it back together, wouldn't run, brought it back over here when I moved to Springfield and made it start working. He finally fixed it and got it where it was usable. I had that. I had a Honda push mower. I had a steel, I think they're 55s now or 56 hand blower, and that was it. Borrowed a little trailer from my dad. That was all there was. You don't need to start with something crazy and insane and expensive. That stuff buying new things all comes with the equation of there's too many things going on 24/7 for you to fix all the nightmares of broken down old equipment. You know, I'm in a spot now where I hate old equipment. I hate used equipment because I bought a nightmare before. But when you're starting out, even if it is something that you're going to have to fix from time to time, there's not 20 pieces of that one machine that you've got to fix, so it's easier to handle. So don't go out and think you need to buy all brand new stuff. all brand new trucks, all brand new everything. I mean, guys, you can make it so far in business and have the bare minimum. I think the only two things we bought that were new-ish was a commercial Toro Turfmaster and then our first Right. I mean, yeah, we bought some little stick equipment, but I was super cheap. You know, you have to buy stick equipments and backpack blowers because a lot of times you can buy used stuff, but it's so worn out that it's not even worth it. But, you know, trucks and things like that, we ran bare minimum. We just recently, in this past year and a half, have got to the point where we're really trying to buy some newer stuff because it's got to run. It costs more for a piece of equipment at this point to sit and not work than it does the savings of not having a payment. Okay, so this is the second big don't. This is one, I learned this in other businesses I worked for, and maybe you've realized it too and you haven't thought about it, but don't think you have to know everything. Don't be scared by these other big businesses in your town that seem like they've got it all together. I've worked for big businesses. They don't have it together. Everyone is learning as they go. Everyone's getting better. You know, a huge business in your town is still, its intelligence level and what they know about business is still knows nothing compared to a business double its size. You know, you just don't know what you don't know. And just because you're starting at a point, don't be intimidated by the work. Don't feel like you can't go out and do it. Don't feel like you can't go out and learn. And, oh, these guys do it, they're perfect. I've worked for places that said they were the best in town. And yeah, they were awesome companies, but they were learning as they went on all kinds of stuff. So don't be afraid of that. Don't let that hold you back, because that is a huge thing that I know. I remember when I was starting a business, like, oh man, this has got to be perfect. I've got to have it perfect because that's what businesses do. Guys, businesses do not do it that way. I'm not saying go out and screw up everything, but businesses learn as they go. Business owners learn as they go. We're entrepreneurs, we're creators. We are not stagnant people that just, oh, gotta get it just perfect. We throw mud at the wall. When it sticks, it works. When it falls, we pick it up and we throw it at the wall again. Now, if you thought that was good, you're really gonna think this is good. Don't overcomplicate things. These seem so simple. I know they seem simple. I know they don't really seem like a big deal, like it matters, like it's really gonna be, like this isn't that great of a point, but I've always made things complicated. I've always wanted to get pricing complicated. I've wanted to be these crazy Excel spreadsheets. And yes, they've really, really helped. But a lot of times I've caught myself being like, this is a total waste of time. I've got out of line here. You know, I've done way too much. You know, I remember hearing Jonathan from Lawn Care Millionaire, creator of Service Autopilot, owner of City Turf, or part owner, whatever he is of that, say don't even have systems till you're over that $500,000 mark. And kind of looking back, that somewhat makes sense because you always want some systems. Every business has systems, you just don't realize it. And there's certain systems that you really, really should get. You know, a good software will do a lot of those things for you. But the overcomplicating it by trying to figure out and compartmentalize and make everything perfect, that's overkill. You're going to learn these things. You're going to get better. Try to get a good balance. Get a good balance of systematizing and thinking through things with a nice mix of going for it. Because analysis paralysis, overthinking and not actually moving forward, that getting paralyzed with something and not making movement, that's worse than anything. It's better to move forward and not be right than to stand still and do nothing at all. Because at least you made progress and you found another thing that doesn't work. I don't remember if it was Thomas Edison or somebody built something and it blew up and it was like on his 100th try, and someone said, you know, well, that was you're not going to figure out how to build whatever it was, the light bulb. And his answer to that was, no, that was the 100th way to not build a light bulb. Like, it's a figuring things out as you go. I really botched that story, so I apologize. But it's figuring things out as you go, so do not overcomplicate it. Okay, so here it is. The biggest don't of all. Don't sell on price. Don't do it. Don't necessarily just go out and do not go out and look at Look at what other companies are charging. Do not charge less than them to get the work. I know you need work. I know you need to build a business. If your business model says you can charge less because you do not want to be a big company, or you're a big company and you're going to do tons and tons of volume, or you're going to be a solo operator, then you can charge less. But don't go out and just charge less to get work. It would have to be strategically less to charge less. Does this make sense? Because charging less to win work, that's a losing game. That's a loser's game. You need to, winning work is selling because you know how to sell. That's why becoming a better salesman is so crucial, and that's why realizing everything in your life all the time is a sale, and that's crucial to know that. And that's why building value, brand recognition, that is what you need to be doing. You need to be giving so much value. One of our huge things, we have an office staff that is on top of everything. We answer the phone. We make things easy with our online portal, with our credit card on file. Add value to get people to buy these services. Do not lower the price. You know, lowering the price is just a slow going out of business sale, and you don't want to be a part of it. So I hope that really hit home to you, because there's people doing that, and it doesn't make any sense. Sell on price, and just don't be in business forever, because you'll go out. Or you better have an amazing plan to sell on price to get some crazy amount of volume, then raise the prices, hopefully not lose everybody that you sold on price, because selling on price also gets you a lesser customer, and be able to turn that around and run it into an extremely profitable business. That's not a good way to do it. So guys, that's it, the do's and don'ts. I had one more do than I had don't, so I'm trying to think, is there another big thing? Is there another big don't I can give you? Don't say Facebook marketing, Twitter, Instagram, websites, AdWords. Don't say any kind of marketing. It doesn't work. Don't be closed-minded to anything. That's the biggest, that's probably even bigger than the price. Don't be closed-minded. Be open-minded. Look out. Do not be limited to what other businesses and what they do. Look at what they do and then be like, how could we do 10 times more? How could we be completely ridiculous compared to that? Guys, I hope these tips have hit home to you. I want you to like and subscribe and leave your comments. Tell me some of the big do's and don'ts that you found along the way. Tell me how one of these do's and don'ts has been monumental in your business. Give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join along. We're gonna keep on putting out videos, and I want you to keep seeing our new information. Check me out on my new Facebook page. Also, check me out on jacobgodar.com. We're gonna build a ton of value on that platform to continue offering to everyone, so we can get more and more information out, more questions answered, more things taken care of, so you guys can grow your business. See you soon.